Welcome to the Explainer. In just the next few minutes, we're going to give you a complete playbook for instructional design.
So today, we're diving deep into the world of instructional design. And here's the thought. Whether you're creating a huge 5-day onboarding program or just a quick 5-minute update, the approach you take really matters. It's kind of like choosing your format in cricket. Are you settling in for a strategic, long-haul test match, a more balanced one-dayer, or a flat-out, fast-paced T20? Believe it or not, the right analogy makes all the difference.
All right, here's our game plan. First, we're going to explore the 3 big frameworks, and you'll see each one has its own rhythm and strategy. Then we'll dive into the modern toolkit you absolutely need to bring your A game. Let's get into it.
Okay, first up to the crease is ADDIE. Think of this as the classic test match of instructional design. It's not about being fast, it's about being precise, strategic, and getting every single detail perfect right from the get-go. You'll hear ADDIE called a waterfall model, and, well, you can see why. Each phase just flows straight into the next one, in this really strict order. You don't even think about moving to design until the analysis phase is 100% signed, sealed, and delivered. It's a very linear approach, and it's all designed to prevent mistakes and make sure that final product is flawless.
And this quote, it just nails the ADDIE mindset. It's for the long-haul projects, the ones where the stakes are so high you just can't afford to mess it up. Speed takes a backseat to getting it perfect. So when do you actually play this long game? Well, imagine you're building a massive, comprehensive training program for a brand new sales team. The content, your products, your internal processes, that stuff is stable. The goal is to get it right from day one. That's a classic ADDIE situation. But let's be real. What if you don't have 5 days to spare? That brings us to our next model, SAM, which is like the one-day international of instructional design. It's faster, it's way more flexible, and it's all about getting a solid result by the end of the day.
So here's the fundamental difference. The thing you have to remember, ADDIE is a straight line, but SAM is a circle. With SAM, you whip up a quick prototype, you get it in front of actual users, you gather their feedback, and you immediately start making it better. It's all about this cycle of learning and adapting as you go.
So you can see how this approach is just perfect for projects with really tight deadlines or where the requirements might change. It really thrives on that flexibility and getting direct feedback from your learners, which lets you kind of experiment your way to the best solution.
Picture this. You need to train managers on writing better emails. I mean, what's the one single right answer for that? It's tricky. With SAM, you could create a short video, test it out with a small group, and find out maybe it's too formal. And then, in the very next cycle, you create a new version that's way more conversational. It's just perfect for these more nuanced soft skills.
And now for the fastest format of the game, the T20 Sprint. This is Agile. And with Agile, it's not about delivering a perfectly finished product. It's about shipping something that works now and making it better tomorrow.
The absolute core of Agile is the sprint. It's this short burst of really focused work, maybe a week or 2 long, where the team builds and launches one small functional piece of learning. You launch it, you get feedback, and you immediately start planning the next sprint. It's just this continuous cycle of getting stuff out the door.
So think about training for a piece of software that gets updated every single week. An ADDIE course would be totally outdated before you even launched it. With Agile, you can release a 2-minute video explaining a new feature the very same day it comes out. It's not about being perfect. It's about being relevant right this second.
Okay, so we've got 3 really powerful plays in our book, but how do you choose the right one for the job? Let's break down that decision.
The key takeaway here is that there's no single best model. It's always a trade-off. ADDIE gives you this rock-solid, predictable outcome, but wow, is it slow. Agile gives you incredible speed, but you have to sacrifice some of that initial perfection. And SAM sits right there in the middle, balancing that speed and collaboration. The right choice completely depends on your project's DNA.
Of course, a great game plan is pretty useless if you don't have the right equipment. So let's take a look at the modern L&D toolkit.
And we gotta be real, professional tools often come with a professional price tag. A single license for a top-tier authoring tool can be a pretty significant investment, but this is the gear that lets you move past simple slide decks and create truly interactive and engaging learning experiences.
The modern toolkit is incredibly diverse. For a huge ADDIE project, you might be building a comprehensive course in an authoring tool like Articulate 360. But for a quick Agile sprint, you could just manage your tasks in Trello and whip up a fast video in Canva. And then tools like Moodle act as the central hub, your LMS, to host everything, while something fun like Kahoot can add a layer of friendly competition to any model.
So there you have it, the modern instructional design playbook. You've got the long game strategy of ADDIE, the flexible attack of SAM, and the all-out sprint of Agile. So the next time a project lands on your desk, maybe the first question shouldn't be, what do we build? It should be, what game are we playing?